Hi guys, so today I'm going to show you how to release music onto streaming platforms using CDBaby. And as a musician, I really just want to spend my time making music rather than having to deal with paperwork. And CDBaby has an option to collect royalties for you, whether that's from streaming services or any TV and radio stations which use your music and so on. So this is one of the services I use just to do that for me. So to start off, we go to cdbaby.com and then we click get started, and this is where we sign up for an account. So you just put in your email and your details and then you can log in. So once you're logged in, you will see this dashboard page, and if you want to release a new single or a new album, you can simply click on this add a new title. And please note that if you want to release anything more than a single track, then you can choose album. So if you want to do like a 5-track EP, just choose the album. So in this case, I am going to release a single, and you have two options. You've got the Pro or the Standard, and the differences are made quite clear here. So with the Pro, they will actually collect the mechanical and publishing royalties for you. So I normally just choose the Pro setting because I want CDBaby to do all the collection for me. I don't really want to have to contact different organizations to collect my royalties. So I like the fact that they will do that for me. And so if I select Pro, you can see there's a one-time fee. That means I pay $29.95, and then that means my music is online forever, and I prefer that over monthly payments. So I'm going to select that. So once you've selected the type of release, we have to enter the information for that release. So I'll just talk you through this. You just select the language, put in your name, put in the name of any featured artist, and it's worth noting that at some point you will be asked for the Spotify ID of the artist and any featured artists. And if you don't know how to find that, simply go to their page in Spotify, right click on their name, share, copy the Spotify URI, and then you can just paste that into Notepad, which I've already done. This is my URI. So that means that is what will get entered into the form, which will pop up at some point. And unfortunately, I can't remember where that pops up because I've already just submitted this release, but that's how to find the Spotify ID. And you can put in the title of the release and a release date. So it's worth noting that during the time of the coronavirus, this is going to go quite slowly in terms of getting your release out to stores. At the moment, CDBaby have actually sent out a warning saying they need 6 weeks in advance. So that's just one to be aware of at the moment. You can say the record label and the copyright owner, and then we need a UPC for this. So if you don't know what a UPC is, it's like a barcode, which is a unique identifier for a particular release. So if you're releasing an album, you're going to need one UPC code for that album. If you're releasing a single, you'll need a UPC for that single. And that way, the systems such as Nielsen SoundScan can determine how many copies of that album you have actually sold. CDBaby will assign you a UPC for $5 for a single and $20 for an album. I believe there are other websites where you can buy a number of them for a low price if you need like a large quantity of them. I haven't actually tried any of these, but I will maybe try that and then create another video for that in the future. Terms of service is just going to show you a contract which you can read, and similarly publishing agreement will do the same. Track information shows you the artist on the tracks, featured artists, and then you can fill out the basic track information. And one of the most important parts is actually the songwriters. So who wrote the song, and that is the person whose name will be listed on the royalties. And you can say what percentage of the song each person on the track actually owns. So we can go on to genres, where you type in what genre you are, and that means that when people search for you on the CDBaby website, they can filter by genre, and that's where you'll appear. Similarly, they will let people know where you're from. The artist that you sound like is optional, just in case you want to show up when they search for these people. So it could definitely be useful, but I have not filled in this information just now. So we also need an ISRC code for each of the tracks on the album. So the difference between an ISRC and a UPC, which we looked at earlier, is that the ISRC is required for each song and each version of a song. So for example, let's say you have 10 tracks on an album, you're going to have one UPC for the entire album, and you're going to have 10 ISRCs, that's one for each track on the album. So I don't already have my ISRCs, I'm happy for CDBaby to just assign them for me. Next we go to the digital distribution options. This is where we select which streaming services or platforms we want our music to be distributed to. I'm just going to select all downloads and streaming services. I don't tend to select downloads only because a lot of people are streaming rather than downloading music. And also there's a final option which includes the unpaid stuff, but I don't like the idea of giving my music away for free. So I just prefer to go for the top option each time. If you want to specifically release your music in certain countries or avoid certain countries, then you can do that. And if you want to opt in for monetization, which I always do, then you can do that here. Yep, so that was the sync licensing we just looked at. So then you have to submit your artwork, which has got to be quite a big picture actually. And this is the one that I've chosen. And finally, we submit the audio. And it's worth noting that the audio should be uploaded in the highest quality file format you have available, which would be WAV or FLAC. I personally prefer WAV just because it's not compressed at all, and therefore there's no quality loss. It's recommended that you don't upload an MP3 just because there is quite a difference in quality between MP3 and uncompressed. You will probably not notice that on speakers like your car stereo or your phone, but when you're listening through more professional monitors, you might start to hear the differences. So that is how to use CDBaby, and then at the end you can just review everything to make sure it's okay, and then you can submit it for payment. And you can see I've already submitted this one for release, so it talks about the inspection wait time, where they kind of review your track and make sure it doesn't violate any kind of copyright. So then if we go to the sales and reports tab, we can look at the sales and accounting reports, and this is a breakdown of your tracks and your sales, etc. You can see I'm not doing very well at all, so I hope that makes you feel better about your own music. So that's how to use CDBaby. I hope this has been helpful to you. Thanks very much.